Woo! It's finally over. Dallas Cowboys season is over. I figured I'd try to go live like this, for once. I like just to make my videos and get up on out, do my own little thing. But that's it. Once again, Cowboys fans sitting here getting their hopes up after beating the Eagles, coming back from 21-0, beating them, and then the Chiefs, upsetting the Chiefs, and I'll just say this: the big Cowboys YouTubers, man, they really got all these Cowboys fans hyped up for this Lions game. What's up, Tyler Evans? How you been, man? Good old days. Good old days working with you, man. No, I don't think the Eagles are gonna sit here and just lose. I mean, because really, the only thing is for the Eagles to lose the rest of the games, but I don't think it's going to happen. At this point, I just want the Cowboys season to be over. Seriously. Like, this ain't no 1971 season to where you got to sit here and just win. They won all the rest of the season, you know, and won throughout the playoffs and won the Super Bowl. What, do you think that's what the Cowboys were going to do? Win the rest of the game, beat the Lions, win the rest of the games, make it into the playoffs, and go on a run? I don't think so. Especially how everything has been. I just knew it. I knew it. I was like, okay, so the defense is going to come back like it has in the first half of the season, and just be the good old usual defense. Yes, Quentin Williams, came to the football team, and was better for the defense. You know, Siobhan Revel, came in. Trayvon Diggs has been out. Yeah, we started winning a few games. But guess what? The defense is back. And I've seen the Lions and the Eagles game. And the Lions played soft in that game. And then I saw them struggle, and get by and then just get past the Giants. I saw that game as well. And then I saw the Green Bay and the Detroit game, the Thanksgiving game before the Cowboys and Chiefs were going to play, and the Lions were looking sloppy. Oh, but guess what? They're playing the Dallas Cowboys, still in the hunt for the playoffs, and they go all out against a freaking who? The Cowboys. Man, I don't know what it is. I had a bad feeling, y'all. At work all day, I listened to a few things on Cowboys Talk, with the Lions matchup, and I don't know what it is, man. I just had that feeling. You know, uh, I don't know. You could tell Dan Campbell, he pulled everything out and went all out in this game. And just Lions were just more physical. They outplayed us. The play calls are better. They're more physical. I mean, I can go more into depth, like Kevontae Turpin on the kickoffs. This dude was running into the crowd. Like he kept on looking for a hole, stuttering, and then he wanted to start to run on kickoff returns. While the Lions, return team, that they were going almost to midfield every single freaking kickoff. But you're not going to win the games, with all these turnovers. What we have, like 3 turnovers? Yeah. I don't know, like Dak, kudos to Dak, in his season and all that stuff, and all this MVP freaking talk. Like I do give credit to Dak Prescott. He could only do so much when the defense just keeps giving up, so much. And he's got to learn to throw the ball away sometimes. He's always forcing to keep looking down the field and taking the sacks or running for 1 or 2 yards, and just clocking it. But there's a few calls that Lions, cried about, at the beginning of the game and this and that. But they sure didn't say anything when Ferguson got that pass interference, on that second to the last drive for the Cowboys, and we ended up settling for a field goal. So that was actually pass interference on the defense, the Lions defense instead of Ferguson. But it is what it is. I mean, we kicked a field goal and it was 37-30, and I was already texting, and saying that watch, the Lions are just going to go right down the field and kill the clock. No, they didn't kill the clock. They went right down the field and scored a touchdown on us. Good job, defense. Good job. Thanks for getting all the Cowboys fans all hyped up, for another letdown. Almost every single freaking year. But it is what it is, I hit that time to where it's all good. It's all, it's time to pack it up. Wait for next season. Just let this season ride out, and the NFC is just too good this year. You got the Seahawks, 9-3. You got 49ers, 9-4. And that's just the wild card teams. So the NFC is too good. Now you got the Lions at 8-5. That's actually, just a decent record, but they're still in the hunt looking in. What's up, DFW? I got to figure out what to start doing. I really thought about starting to go live, more often, DFW, but maybe it is just a tad bit a little too late. I should have started this early in the season, but yeah, man, I'm getting to where I'm just tired of making videos, editing and all this stuff. What's the point sometimes, But yeah, I'm really thinking about just doing this from now on, even from, even for next year or whatever. But the Lions outplayed us. Their play calls were a whole lot better. They're more physical, What, Hard Knocks premieres? I don't even know who the heck was on Hard Knocks premieres. What's up, Daniel? You a Cowboys fan? Yeah, it's a bad day to be a Cowboys fan. But I ain't too mad. Like I said, we really going to sit here and thinking we were going to win every freaking game. Yeah, we were doing good, coming back from a bye week against the Raiders, and coming back, from behind to beat the Eagles and the Chiefs. But there was going to be some kind of bad game coming, just like how it was against the Bears, just like how it was, against the Panthers, in a way, and you could say, oh, but our defense was different. This defense got better, man. It looked the same to me tonight. It looked exactly the same to me. Like us Cowboys fans, we're talking about how we got better at stopping the run. We couldn't stop no run. Gibbs had him a good day. And Jameson Williams, man, he was all over us. And I don't know how many times Deron Bland has got his, how you say, all these players breaking Deron Bland's ankles all season long, it seems like. And I'm not sure about Siobhan Revel. It could be he's not fully healed, but you can tell the way he lands, the way he tackles, he's there. It's just, you can just tell. I don't think he's fully healed. I don't know, man. Kenny Clark, looked like he struggled a little bit. He's been faked out a few times. I didn't hear anything on Quinnen Williams. That offensive line held up pretty good, man. They protected Jared Goff. They did. And I wanted to stop that run and make Jared Goff beat us, and it turns out Jared Goff came out firing first, and then we couldn't stop the run. But man, oh, your wife's having a blast with her Patriots. Yeah, what's crazy too is nobody's even talking about the Patriots. I've noticed that they've been quiet, man. They're sitting at a 10-2 record, and I haven't really heard anything about the Patriots. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched one game. I might have peeked a little bit, and I saw Drake May, throw a touchdown pass. But I'll be honest with you, man, I have not seen no Patriots this year. Guys, I don't even know how to make y'all some moderators. Yeah, I don't know how to do that yet, y'all. But it's fine, man. Let all the haters, Cowboys haters enjoy their night. It is what it is, like, I'm sitting here in my 40s now, just kind of wondering when that day is going to come again, but I'm not going to hold on to it. It's like I'm pretty much at that numbing point. I think last year I was actually, pretty boiled, pretty mad, sick and tired of losing, and I think I finally hit a point this year to where I'm just going with it, because this was a very weird year for us, y'all. Our defense, this is like one of the most historic defenses we've ever seen, for the Dallas Cowboys. We had a player, Marshawn Needland, lost his life. A new coach, trying to figure out what to do, with this so-called culture. Jerry Jones, liking that attention, and put on his little Netflix show this year, and throws a little splash, and brings in Quentin Williams. And the only thing that I liked, was we traded Micah Parsons. And we got Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams, and we got an extra first round draft pick. I'll take it. And really, at this point, I mean, ain't trying to be, a downer, but man, let's just lose the rest of these games. Seriously, man, like why? Why even bother? Why play for a lower draft pick? That's just let it go. Don't even try. Don't even get onto the players for not trying. Just let it go. Our only stupid hope is the Eagles to collapse. I don't think that's going to happen. They may lose one or two more games, but they're not going to sit here and collapse like 2023. We're 6-6-1, while these wild card teams are 9-3, 9-4. And you got lines at 8-5 now in the hunt, at top of in the hunt. They're not even in the playoffs. The NFC is too good this year, too good. And I gotta admit, even though the Bears, kicked our ass, I I would like to pull for them in the playoffs. We've seen the Rams, win the Super Bowl. Of course, we don't want Eagles doing anything, which I don't think they are, anyways. To be real, you got the Buccaneers barely hanging on. I mean, who do you got? What, the Packers? Definitely don't want Packers with them having four. All they need is one more Super Bowl, and they got five with us. And that's another thing too, man. I'm to the point in my life where I don't even like talk about we got five. Last time I was saying we got five was like 2013, 2014, and all that. But man, time is going on, man. I'm getting old. I'm in my 40s, man, and we got teams catching up. Giants got four. Packers got four. Chiefs only had one. And then they put up three Super Bowls, in the past 5 years or whatever. And they're at four. Now you got the Eagles with two. I mean, you got teams catching up, man. There's no sense of wearing freaking stupid T-shirts saying we got 5 rings. It's stupid now. Dumb. I predicted 10-7 after the Giants beat us. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. Eagles are gonna win the division. Y'all are gonna be in the playoffs, and y'all are gonna have home. Y'all gonna have a home field wild card playoffs. I don't think y'all are gonna do very good the rest of the season, but y'all are gonna be in it. All right, bro. DFW. I'll talk to you later, man. I wish I could see you Saturday. Me going to the Texas Tech and BYU Big 12 championship game. But yeah, I know it's life, man. I know you can't make it there, but I can always go back to DFW area and try to see you again. Oh, you're a Rams fan, Daniel? Okay. I mean, even if the Rams win, I'd be happy for the Rams. I've never really had a problem with the Rams, like I was a huge Kurt Warner fan. I was really upset that Kurt Warner and the Rams lost to the Patriots that year. And I pulled for Kurt Warner all the way through the Arizona Cardinals days. Hey, I got official Grizzly, and you got a moderator. See, I guess that's how long it's been since I've, done moderator. I got to figure it out. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Simple as that. Yeah, simple as that. Okay, just got to click on you. But guys, all right, John Wayne. Oh man, I've run out of words to say because the Cowboys had run out of gas. You know, offense still had that gas, but that defense just couldn't hold up against the Lions' offense. Jared Goff did spectacular. He did good, and that offensive line, against the Cowboys, uh, they did a dang good job. And then wide receivers, they worked their butts off. They just straight up outplayed us. And I know two Lions fans personally, Greg and Connor, but they don't do no YouTube. But the only Lions fan that I know on YouTube is Hitman313, or it's 313 Hitman. So, either way, vice versa, or something like that. But congrats to the Lions fans, Hitman313. Y'all deserve this. Y'all came to play. Y'all acted like y'all wanted it more. And the Dallas Cowboys just made too many mistakes. I mean, 3 turnovers ain't gonna win the game. That second half, man, where who was it that tipped the pass for the interception and made it 27-9? That right there turned everything around. And once again, like the Cowboys always had to do, catch up, catch up, catch up. Play fast pace offense, fast pace offense. And this is why Dak puts up a lot of stats. You know, and defense just couldn't hold up. Once we started getting close to him, defense just couldn't hold up. Pickens had a hard time, and feel bad for CeeDee Lamb the way he hit the ground like that. And the way he stuck his fingers up, that was already a sign, that he had a concussion. And, let him just go ahead and miss the next game. It's not like we got a chance for playoffs, let him take a few games off. Shoot. You know? Seriously, this season's over. It's done. Now it's just like, as a Cowboys fan, just want to be a football fan, and just pull for some teams. Last time the Chicago Bears made it all the way was 1985. They did hit a Super Bowl. What was it, 2006? And they lost against the Colts. When they had Brian Urlacher and Rex Grossman. The quarterback. Devin Hester, the return guy. Oh yeah, Turpin is definitely no Devin Hester. Turpin is bad at decision making. When it comes to the kickoff returns, he stutters too much. He thinks too much. He like just those lines return guys. Yeah, the kickoff return team for the Lions, they ran a whole lot better than Turpin did. They always hit midfield almost every single freaking time. But yeah, guys, I had a long day at work. Now I gotta get ready, and go to bed. I gotta wake up super early because I got some crap that I gotta fix. Hit the shop. Fix a few things, and before I start my day. And then I gotta go to the BCAA awards. And get all spoofed up. And go to the awards tomorrow night. And then I gotta go to bed early and wake up at like 5 in the morning Saturday and drive over to Arlington, for the Texas Tech and BYU game. We got some buddies over there that's got a tailgate area, and we're gonna hang out for a little bit, before we go inside and hit kickoff. But hey, man, that's what's good still for me, as a college football fan is Texas Tech. I'm really excited to go to that game. The last game I went to was the big one where College Game Day was in Lubbock, and I got to go to that game, and it was against BYU. And when I told myself if Texas Tech was going to go to the Big 12 championship, I got to go, and sure enough, I'm going. And once again, BYU. And what I'm worried about with BYU is, they lost to us first time this season. They want revenge. They're raging that they're out of the playoffs. And they're going to come up with a better game plan. And they're not playing in Lubbock. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I know once I start college football, y'all probably gonna be turned off because this is Dallas Cowboys. But hey, the season's over. Boomer Sooner. Yeah, OU's in the playoffs. That'd be crazy if Texas Tech and OU meet in the playoffs. That'd be a heck of a game right there. All right, Cowboys season's over. The Eagles ain't gonna sit here and just collapse like we think they're gonna do. So, Eagles fans, go ahead and clap it up. Enjoy y'all's little ride to lose in the playoffs because you ain't going nowhere in the playoffs. Get y'all's little division, back-to-back division, first time since when? Hey, when, official Grizzly? When was the last time that NFC East division had a back-to-back division champs? And I know last time it was the Eagles to go back-to-back, but it's been that long. And Eagles will probably do it this year. I can't remember what those 2 years were. I know it was sometime before 2010, I think. Yeah, a long time. But all right, I said I was gonna put up 20 minutes, to go live, but I did tell myself I was gonna try to go live more because I think I'm starting to go out of date a little bit. Just doing videos and editing because getting nowhere is just getting nowhere. And a lot of people like them streaming and going live, and stuff. So I'm really thinking about just upping my game, and try to get this going for next season, and I might, I'll probably still pop in, a few times. Like I'm not going to disappear or nothing. I'm always going to be here. But yeah, guys, once again, oh, so it was 2001 to 2004? I got to look that up. Dak Prescott, no MVP. Turpin just can't return kickoffs like he used to. He got that bag. We got outplayed, outcoached. Lions are more physical. They wanted it more. Looks like the Eagles are struggling. Looks like the Chiefs are going downhill for the future. We got hot. Everybody thought we were, you know, back. And come to this bad game once again. Like the Cardinals, like the Bears, like the Broncos. It can't be shootouts every freaking time. Once again, defense came back and gave it all up again. And I think I lost count. How many freaking 30 points, 40 points have we given up in each game throughout the season? I don't even care no more. Defense sucks. The Dallas Cowboys suck. Everything about the organization right now just sucks. Do we have a future? Maybe. This has just been a really weird second half of the season for the Cowboys with the change in Quentin Williams but Eberflus got to go. And we got to make some changes on defense. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy football. That's it. I'm going to enjoy football. It was a tough one, but you know what, man? I'm not taking it, too hard or nothing. Like I was saying earlier, I don't know when you got here, Brandon, but like I was saying earlier, last year I was truly mad. I was, raging. I was just tired of losing. But now I finally hit that point in my life as a fan to where, okay, we lost again. We lost again. Another losing season. But overall, I love my football. And just like tonight, I'm sitting back. I got my whole room to myself. This is what I wanted. My whole room to myself. Watch football. I ate. And just love me some me time. I love having some me time. Being a family man. Even if the Cowboys lost or won, these are the times I just love. I love sitting in my room, watching the Cowboys, and just erasing life for a minute. And that's all that matters to me right now. Even though the Cowboys season is over, I'm still going to watch every freaking game and every quarter, all the rest of the games until, it's officially over. But it's over for us for the playoffs. But I'll be there for the playoffs. And I'm loving the way college football playoffs is going to come about after all the championship games. Because football season really has flown by. The older you get, you know how they say the older you get, time flies by? Yeah, I see that. But I think for me, what I've experienced the most is the older I'm getting, football season really flies by. Like, I think this has to be the fastest football season I've ever experienced. And we're already, trying to work on toward the middle of December. The next thing you know, it's Christmas, New Year's. Then you got the playoffs. That's it. So I don't want to sit here and be down in the dumps as a Cowboys fan, I just want to enjoy football while it's here. That's it. And and I don't want to knock on the big Cowboys YouTubers, but I listen to y'all. I know what y'all were saying all week long. And look where we're at. So what do y'all got to say now? We didn't stop the run. We couldn't get to Goff. Just like that. Oh yeah, official. Oh yeah, Cowboys corner. I'm definitely making you a moderator. Oh, and definitely Alexander. Man, he's loyal to my channel. Oh yeah. Man, I love my Cowboys fans. And really it's I try not to be, part of that, gang to where it's just like you always want to be right, or point the finger at other Cowboys fans. We all have opinions, and I listened to what you were saying, Corner, and like I had mixed emotions, this week because I was feeling pretty good this week, Corner, but like I was saying earlier today, I had that bad feeling. It's because we're on the road, and both the Cowboys and the Lions needed a win. It was a must win. And I started thinking about the Broncos game. I started thinking about that Panthers game. And I started thinking about that Packers game, even though we tied. And I'm just like, man, I know we gone on this little bitty run, you know, beating the little measly Raiders, and upsetting the Eagles and upsetting the Chiefs, but both of those teams were struggling. And I just had a feeling Lions were going to come out and start punching first and get out way in front of us first. Yeah, of course, I didn't say anything yesterday about that, but I was right about that. What's up, Slitta? And how's your Falcons holding up? I don't even know. But what would you think? What would you think, Slitta, if Georgia and Texas Tech met up in the playoffs? That'd be crazy. I'm not trying to think of Texas Tech that high because we're having this great wonder year, and I hope we're not one hit wonders, and all that stuff. Because I really hope we got a future. But man, I'm really excited about the Big 12 championship, Slitta. And I want to win that game and beat BYU and have first round bye just like you, Slitta. Because I think Georgia will have that first round bye as well. And that'd be crazy to meet y'all. CG, and your 49ers are freaking 9-4. This is what I was saying earlier, man. Like I'm tired of trying to chase, the playoffs now. I feel relieved, because the NFC is too good. You guys are 9-4. Seahawks are 9-3. You got the Rams. What are they? 9-3. Look at all three, y'all. That's a good division right there. Yeah, Georgia has a chance. If we play on the playoffs, we will do something. Right now, I'm focused on Georgia versus Bama. Man, but see, this is what I'm saying. Like, I always respected Georgia because I lived in Georgia for a little bit in Conyers. I was living in Conyers and in McDonough, but it was only for a few. It was like about a half a year, something like that, and my wife wanted to move back to Texas. I wanted to stay in Georgia. But I loved Georgia Bulldogs. I've always respected Georgia Bulldogs. But I'm all West Texas over here, and it's been lifelong Texas Tech. And I'm really happy our days are finally here. Bears are 9-3 as well. Yeah. And I'm thinking that I just want to pull for the Bears, but then at the same time, man, I don't even support Caleb Williams. So I don't even know now, but I mean, I've never really had a problem with the Chicago Bears. I just didn't, I wanted Ben Johnson. It's nothing about, you know, uh our coach, who we have now, Schottenheimer, because I like Schottenheimer, but before he was hired, I was calling out Ben Johnson, Ben Johnson. I want Ben Johnson. I had a feeling Ben Johnson, wherever he was going to go, he was going to change things around, and go uphill from that. And sure enough, look what he's doing for the Chicago Bears right now. I know Caleb Williams loves that, but that defensive coordinator that let the Lions, I feel bad for him going to the Jets. But Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator, uh, that's the Bears head coach now. I mean, I'm happy for him. That's who I wanted. Packers, yeah, Packers are overrated, man. I don't like, man. It's okay. I hate the Packers, yeah, but I'm just trying to be real at the same time. If y'all can hear me out on this, like every time I look at the Packers throughout this season, they don't look that good, but yet they're still winning. And that's all that matters. It's just like the Eagles, the first half of the season, they were not looking that good. They weren't looking flashy, no nothing, but they were still winning. Jalen Hurts looking like crap, but they still put up W's. And that's all that matters, W's over stats. I just something's going to come across Packers and they're going to be done. Because I don't see Packers going far into playoffs or what, and that's what sucks about the Lions. Because I was watching the Lions past few games. I watch a lot of NFL. You know they didn't do crap, man. They were soft against the Eagles, and lost 16-9. And then they were flopping around, and playing little shootout with the Lions, and they got away with that. And then the Lions and Packers Thanksgiving game was just like the Lions just did not look good. And it has nothing to do with the Packers outplaying the Lions. Lions just did not look good. But hey, they're playing the Cowboys. I ain't gonna go there when it comes to the Cowboys. It seems like every team wants to play hard against the Cowboys, even if they're trying to play for a playoff spot or not. It seems like every team wants to play hard against the Cowboys, and this is my opinion, but I don't think I sound biased from that. I don't. Bears are better for sure. Yeah, well, we'll see because it isn't the Packers and Bears playing. The Eagles, man, like when it comes down to it, like last year, Eagles defense was just lights out. And that run game with Barkley, that's just like what the Cowboys' identity is supposed to be. Defense, run heavy toward balance, and that's how you win championships. And that's exactly what the Eagles did. I mean, the defense was all over Patrick Mahomes last year in that Super Bowl. You know, that's that's something that I've been longing for so long is Dallas Cowboys defense. And we can never, Cowboys can just never play complementary football. Because there has been even when Dallas defense starts playing good, our offense stalls. But then when our defense is giving up touchdown left and right, field goals, touchdowns, then our offense, just starts playing catch up, keep up, touchdown, field goal, Aubrey, touchdown, touchdown. But then when our defense finally plays good, that's when Cowboys offense starts to stall. I don't know. That stuff it just never fails. Awesomeness, what's up? It's been a while since I seen you. Where the heck you been? Man, I was thinking about you all last year when your Commanders made it to the freaking NFC Championship game. And I ain't gonna lie, I was going for y'all against the Eagles. But you know how that went. Who the heck is. Oh, so now we timing out Slitta? Why are we timing Slitta out? Oh, come on. Saying. Hey, John Wayne, just leave it be. Man, Slitta cool. He ain't doing nothing, man. That's I don't know what the hell. Slitta, what were you saying? All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Unhide. Uh, sorry, y'all. I ain't trying to freeze a little bit. Okay, Slitta just texted me. And he was cussing out Kyle Shanahan and Eagles fans. Yeah, John Wayne, man, what are you doing, man? Trying to. I put you as a mod, man, but don't be already, doing that crap, man. I'm trying to. Hey, I gotta wait. All right, Slitta, I'll wait for you to get off a timeout or whatever, man, and I'll put you as a mod because I can't put you as a mod right now. I'm still trying to figure this crap out. So I don't know how long y'all be in timeout. Alabama will beat Georgia again. Uh, nah, I want Georgia, Alexander. And it's not that I hate Alabama. It's just Alabama has had way too much success, and I just respect Georgia. Georgia is a good, solid football team. I was actually, when TCU made it, I was jealous because TCU was in the Big 12 and I was jealous, and I was like, man, I hope Georgia kills TCU. And sure enough, they did. It was like 50 something to 7, and so I was happy about that. But I'm just tired of looking at Alabama. I don't think Alabama's that good this year. I can't say that, like, come on, I'm a Texas Tech fan, and I'm not saying Texas Tech will beat Alabama. I'm just saying Alabama. I don't think Alabama's that good this year. But Slitta texted it was 65-7. Golly, yeah, I remember something like that. Yeah, I was happy just because I was jealous that TCU made it, and and I was just hungry for Texas Tech to do something. And we're finally here, and so I hope we go that far as well. But and I respect Ohio State. Do y'all know anybody besides where you hiding? Do y'all know anybody uh that's that has an NFL team and a college football team that won both championships at the same time? Like where you hiding? Ohio State is his team, and the Eagles is his team, and both of them won it all. Do y'all know anybody like how blessed can he be as a football fan? Seriously. Yeah, John Wayne, don't yeah, don't be timing out random people unless I say, there's got to be some, retards that come in saying, but as Slid is just talking about Kyle Shanahan and Eagles fans, oh yeah, man, there was no reason to do that. It's all good, man. But yeah, Slid, if you comment, I don't know if you're still on my stream, but if you comment, from a timeout, I don't know how long that lasts. I'll put you as a mod. Yeah. Oh, Alexander, you're an Ohio State fan? Are you from around there, or is it like family, or you worked there, or you went to school there, or what? Oh, you're from around Ohio State? Yeah, I hit Ohio in October, and I went to the Cincinnati Zoo, but I was hanging out in Kentucky for a little bit, and I was around Lexington and Williamstown. We hit the Ark Encounter and uh, yeah, stuff like that. But the only place I hit Ohio was the Cincinnati area. But I thought it was nice. But I don't know if I would be around Cincinnati because that city was something else. Oh, your friend plays for Ohio State? Yeah, I'm working with a coworker. He was offensive lineman for Patrick Mahomes. When he played, and that's who I'm going with. And two other buddies to the Texas Tech and BYU game. But yeah, I'm from Lubbock. So I'm a lifelong Texas Tech fan. But I'm over here in Abilene now. But yeah, I'm happy to be here because it seems like San Antonio's a shorter distance to drive. Austin, the DFW area is only like 2 hours away. It's just a 2 hour drive. Yeah, I like being smack in the middle of Texas. All right, guys. I told myself I was gonna do this like 20, 30 minutes. I'm going on almost 50 minutes, but just to close it out, Dallas Cowboys season is over. Let the Eagles fans, clap and be happy about this, because they ain't going far in the playoffs. Let them take this division. Let it be back to back. Props to the Lions fans, and Hitman 313. But it's time to get off of here. I wasn't trying to pull no hour, but I will say this: I will start doing live more often because I'm getting to getting to where I'm feeling that I'm just being out of date, just uploading videos only. And so I'll try to do more stuff, and show my face, more and other stuff. But I'll figure that out in the future. I just didn't. I never liked the live stuff, but it's warmed up to me now. I was always about good quality videos, editing, humor, and stuff like that. But it just seems like that's just not what anybody really wants to see anymore. So, I guess I'll try to just stick with going live, and maybe if I feel like I want to make a good quality video, then I will. But 2025 Cowboys season is over, but I'm still going to love my football. Overall, football season's not over. I love football. And let's just see how Texas Tech does Saturday. All right, guys. I'm getting out of here. Slitta, I waited for you to come back, man. I was going to make you a mod. If you were to comment back, because, yeah, I can't. Listen, let me go back up one more time. Yeah, man. There's always next time. It's always Dallas Cowboys for life. But we suck. Good night, y'all.